Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as your entire news across the football world is concerned. Today we are at St. Mary's Stadium and we are doing a match day live between Southampton and Arsenal. That is the Premier League, and Arsenal are playing their 31st game of the season. And remember, they've so far played 30 and they've collected 54 points in there for you. Remember, Arsenal really need this game and they need to win it because they lost the previous two games in there for you. Southampton too, a team that they are playing, is also looking like a wounded lion because they have just been trounced over the weekend, that is last weekend, by Chelsea by 6-0. So Southampton need to get back to their winning ways, and the same applies to Arsenal, who really are fighting for the fourth spot of the Premier League. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. In the I go by the names of Rokani David. And good enough for Arsenal and Manchester United, those that are fighting for the fourth spot in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur, 12 minutes left, they're 0-0. They've been held by Brighton and 12 minutes are left to play, and we wait to see who is really going to come on and do the needful in there for you. But before we go any further to break this match down, allow me bring you the confirmed Arsenal lineup that the manager, who goes by names of Mikel Arteta, has really named. They're having Aaron Ramsdale in goal. They're having Cedric Soares right back, Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes playing into that central defense. Nuno Tavares is back, playing into the left full back. Grant Xhaka Lokonga playing as a double midfield pivot for Arsenal. Odegaard, central attacking midfielder. Bukayo Saka, right attacking midfielder. Nketiah leading the line, and Martinelli playing off the left attacking side of the midfield for a side which goes by names of Arsenal in there for you. So that is the starting lineup of a side which goes by the names of Arsenal in there for you. And Nuno Tavares comes in, and I really believe that it's a very good change for Arsenal, and it's really going to do them good because that is what is so much. That's what I was so much waiting for, to see who is really going to play into the left back positions. Because last game, guess what? Guess who Arsenal brought? Arsenal brought in Grant Xhaka to play that side, and I really said, oh, what was the manager of Arsenal thinking about at that particular period of time? Because that was not a very much well thought of pick for Arsenal. Because when you look at what Arsenal really had against Brighton, Brighton is not a team that really sits back. It's a team that really allows you to play the game of football, attack me and attack you. That's what Brighton is all about. And when you're really playing such a team, you need to get on players like Nuno Tavares, because Nuno Tavares is good going forward. We all know that. And in that game, Arsenal needed width because the midfield was so much suffocated with Mwepu, is it? Mwepu is called Mwepu. Then there is another player who goes by the names of Yefis Bissouma and Caicedo. So the midfield was so much suffocated, and the midfield being so much suffocated, you know what happened? Arsenal couldn't play. Lokonga and Odegaard couldn't play into that midfield. The central axis was not the avenue for Arsenal to go in and attack a side which goes by the names of Brighton. Even if Granit Xhaka was playing into that central midfield, they wouldn't have dominated it, because three strong CDMs who are good on the ball and going forward had taken over that position in there. And trust me, that was a side which goes by the names of Brighton in there for you. So after that, we now know who Southampton has brought to come on and play this game of football in here for you. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. When you look at a side which goes by names of Brighton, they are having Fraser Forster is in goal. Fraser Forster is starting in goal for a side which goes by the names of Southampton. They're having Kyle Walker-Peters, that is the right back, Yavali and Yanko in there, Jan Bendrek in there, Romain Penato in there, then there is Oriol Romeu, there is James Ward-Prowse, there is Stuart Armstrong and Amado Broja. That is the starting lineup of a side which goes by names of Southampton, and I really believe they have not changed. They are playing with a 4-4-2. Remember, Amado Broja is one of those center forwards that is being linked to Arsenal in the summer, and it looks like he's one of those few that Mikel Arteta is admiring and wants to bring to his side, which goes by the names of Arsenal in there for you. But when you look at the side of Southampton that has started, you really worry a lot for a side of Arsenal, especially in the central midfield, with Ward-Prowse and Oriol Romeu playing into that midfield. You expect Arsenal to lose the midfield battle, unless otherwise Granit Xhaka really puts up a very good fight in there and he really wins it. But in such a situation that we are into right about now, you can't really come out and give Arsenal a benefit of doubt to win the midfield battle. I really believe that Nuno Tavares is going to be one of the reasons as to why Arsenal is going to win these games, if Arsenal is to win this game, because he is going to give them width on the left-hand side. And going forward, on a side which goes by Southampton, you don't need to risk your midfield. So every time Arsenal has to get that ball, they have to pass it to the width, especially to Nuno Tavares. That wing of Nuno Tavares and Gabriel Martinelli is really going to be so much influential to the side of Arsenal if they're ready to get a win, because they're going to be shut down in the midfield. The absentia of Thomas Partey calls for the domination of the midfield of Arsenal by a side which goes by the name of Southampton, because it really looks stronger than that of Arsenal, because Oriol Romeu is a certified CDM. We all know that. Oriol Romeu is a certified CDM, and you cannot really compare him to Granit Xhaka or Lokonga. Lokonga is that upcoming CDM. We know him very well. He's a talented young man, but in the Premier League, there are aspects you need to have. He needs to put on that weight, and his physicality needs to be improved to the next level in there for you. In the game of Spurs, 85 minutes played, 0-0 still, and that really puts Arsenal into a very good position in there for you, because if Arsenal really goes ahead to win this game and Spurs draw, they'll be just 1 point behind Spurs, and they'll be having a game in hand. That is a side which goes by the names of Arsenal in there for you. So I really come in here to let you know that Arsenal is into a very difficult situation, because they are not having their people or starting players. One of them being Kieran Tierney, the other one being Thomas Partey and Tomiyasu are out of action, and they are missing in action, and them being missing in action really calls for a side which goes by names of Arsenal to really go ahead and tinker around, because this is something that Mikel Arteta is not used of, and it's being caused by Mikel Arteta's side being really short in squad, because Arsenal doesn't have enough squad depth. Their squad is not enough to come in and compete in all these games. That's why I really feel for people like Mikel Arteta, because this is a season where he would have done a very good contribution to Arsenal to go back into the Champions League ever since 2016, but his side really looks weak, especially into the substitutions or the depth that they do have. When you look at the starting lineup of Arsenal, if all their players are not injured and they are present and available, Arsenal is that side that can come in and really cause damage to any side in the Premier League. You get? But if at all any of those players gets out, one of those, Arsenal really looks a shamble. One, look at a player who goes by the names of Kieran Tierney. He was the first to quit and get an injury, and Arsenal was beaten by 3-0 by Crystal Palace. When Thomas Partey added himself to the list of injured players of Arsenal, you know what happened? Arsenal was beaten by Brighton 2-1. And this time around, there is another third injury that has really added to that long list of Arsenal. That is a player who goes by names of Alexandre Lacazette, who Arsenal have been trusting to read their line in the previous games in there. Now, are they really going to go ahead and win against Southampton or lose? It's really a tricky question to come in and answer, because Southampton looks like a wounded lion. It was beaten by Chelsea by 6-0. But in this game of football, Walter Peters, that right back, watch him. Watch out for him. Watch out for him, because he is a real lad. He is a real lad, and I really believe that he can really come up and do a lot of changes into this game of football, because that right back, that right back side of Southampton is really going to work a lot, because Nuno Tavares, if he's not given a very good cover up by either Thomas Partey, by either Grant Xhaka or Lokonga, he is really going to be taken for granted, and he will be sat down. He will be sat down, trust me. He will be sat down, because this man, Kyle Walker-Peters, is one of the good flying right backs that we have in the Premier League, and his final ball is really on point, and trust me, you won't like to play against a man like that when you are really having a Nuno Tavares who is talented. I don't doubt his talent, but the problem is one, he is not much fit. His match fitness is questionable. That's why you saw to it that he was not brought into the game of a side which goes by the names of Brighton, where Arsenal lost 2-1 and was substituted off in the 45th minute in the game against a side which goes by the names of Crystal Palace in there for you. And good news to Arsenal and Manchester United that are really going to play in the next 42 minutes. Brighton are ahead of Spurs by 1 goal, and Spurs have been beaten right now by a side which goes by names of Brighton. I'm watching the game right now as I do this Matchday live. It's really a very good bonus plus to Manchester United and Arsenal, because this puts them back into the top 4 race, especially the 4th position race, because if Arsenal win today, they'll be a point behind Spurs and they'll be having a game in hand. And if a side which goes by the names of Manchester United win, they will be at 54 points, and they'll be just 4 points behind a side which goes by the names of Tottenham Hotspur, and that really gates them back to the fighting spirit or the fighting sport for the 4th spot of the Premier League table in there. So Spurs are now a goal behind, and it's the 90th minute, and I really believe that they're going to add like 4 minutes and wait and see where this is ending, but all is in the favor of Arsenal and Manchester United. Arsenal have been given a go-ahead. Brighton, after beating them via the weekend, they've gone ahead to give Spurs a beating, so Arsenal has to come in here and fight for their lives here onto the Rokani Media Football. Thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I sign out for now. I will be back when the match is done with